Welcome back to the show, everybody. Listen to these headlines, and while you listen to them, take a look at this. 57 cents. This is that crucial price point that a lot of technical analysts in the space have been telling us to watch out for. Listen to these headlines right here, and we'll get into it. We're talking about SEC defeated in an attempt to block XRP holders. We're going to get into that. Thank you to John Deaton and the 10,500 plus people in the XRP space here. New interoperability for XRP. We'll cover it. PayPal opens the floodgates for crypto users. Ripple makes an acquisition. Yes, they did. The EU and the U.S. financial regulators talk cooperation. And again, we're going to get into that John Deaton case because it just got a massive, massive win and one step closer to being able to get into that motion to intervene. Let's roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen, and everything that we're talking about here today. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter if you don't. If you don't have an account, do what I did in the very beginning. I made a crypto Twitter account. I do nothing except Twitter crypto on that account, and it is a great way to follow. And remember, there's a lot of news that we don't cover that is on my Twitter account as well. All right, so here we go. 1.8 trillion plus for the crypto space collectively. Let's go ahead and get into it. Bitcoin now pushing back, trying to get back to 60,000. We're at 59,000, almost flat, and it's fluttering back and forth down at the number 7 spot, courtesy of the dereliction of duty by the SEC. 57 cents. We were 58 cents right before I hit the record button here. 0.5793. We're off 0.72 on the 7-day, and we're up almost 2% on the 24-hour. Again, just looking at price here, remember we have covered the $80 dollar plus calls by a lot of the technical analysts in the space. They are aligning, so I think it's important we watch this. One thing I do want to highlight, remember that 57 cent was a crucial range to get through that resistance, and then again at 67 cent, I believe, was the number. So, but the thing I want to watch here is the ranging. Right now, ranging between 55 and 58 cents plus. We want to stay, as I understand it, above this 57 cents. So even within the ranging. So if we can get above that and not range below that crucial point, I think then we can really start having that serious conversation about that dollar run and even more. So this thing is what I want to tell you about this morning. I know, Linqto, you got to be an accredited investor, but don't forget you could sign up with them, and they have remarkable tools. You can actually take a practice test. They have an incredible thing. I think it's called Exam FM. You can take the practice test as many times as you want and get the Series 65 license, and you don't need to meet the other money requirements or salary requirements or any of that. But here's what I wanted to tell you. If you are accredited, you can get Ripple. It's back on the board, ladies and gentlemen. This is hard to get. It goes so quick. It really, really does. And honestly, Uphold is sold out. That was just up there, and that's gone. These things are moving so quick. But I just wanted to let somebody know, if you are accredited, it's available, but I don't know for how long. Okay, Wanchain here. Dear XRP, meet hashtag DeFi. Dear hashtag DeFi, meet XRP. Yeah, shout out to Wanchain. We're sure you two will really hit it off. Yeah, I am too. And this is exciting because really it's right here is said best by FudFit. Cross-chain bridges connecting Wanchain's testnet, Ethereum's Rinky-B, Rinky-B or Renk-B, however you say it, testnet, and the XRP Ledger's testnet are live and operational. In other words, XRP can move freely between these three networks in a truly decentralized way thanks to Wanchain storeman nodes. So, well said, FudFit. And all I could say to that is that, Ethereum has huge gas fees, ladies and gentlemen. huge gas fees, and everyone is making noise about it because you could do a $17 transaction in Ethereum and see a $50 or $60 charge for the transaction. So that is not a scalable solution. I don't know what Vitalik and his team are working on to make that go away, but I hope they can and get it more manageable. But if not, it looks to me like between Cardano, Flare Networks, and now Wanchain, you're seeing these networks be set up for, if Ethereum doesn't solve the problem, what could become a mass exodus off of the network. Don't believe that. It could be true. Here from Michael Val 5Link. Shout out to you, my friend. This is very exciting too, because now we're talking about touching people who aren't necessarily like crypto investors or traders like you and I are, but people who use the PayPal app to get familiar with crypto. PayPal is reportedly opening up its network of millions of merchants to cryptocurrency users by integrating a crypto checkout service. Wow. When I looked at this is what we want to know. PayPal, the world's leading online payment processor, will announce later today that it has started allowing U.S. customers to use their crypto within its network. According to the release, this is a move that might significantly boost the usage of digital assets altogether. People who have Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash in their PayPal digital wallets will be able to convert them into fiat currencies at checkouts to make the purchases. Speaking on the matter was Dan Schulman, the CEO, president of PayPal, who said, "This is the first time you can seamlessly use cryptocurrencies in the same way as a credit card or a debit card inside your PayPal wallet." Remember a couple things here. One, PayPal, if you participate in that buying of crypto within PayPal, you can't send it out of the app itself. But now they've opened up the usage to be able to use your crypto once you have it to pay for things with merchants by converting to fiat. Remember, converting to fiat. What does this tell us? One, I think it goes back to what we've always been saying and why we follow CBDC so closely. The on and off ramps of crypto will be government dollars, or it will be private stable coins that are regulated just as government dollars are. Don't believe it. That is true. Central banks are not giving up control. Okay. Ripple acquires 40% stake in cross-border specialist Tranglo. I guess that's how you say it. And let's get into this for a second. And shout out to Florin Guy. I think Florin Guy actually shared this. So shout out to you, my friend. And if not, I hope you're doing well. Ripple acquires a 40% stake in the company. And down here's the part we want to look at. As a pioneer of cross-border payment services, Tranglo will play a critical role in supporting existing corridors such as the Philippines and introducing new on-demand liquidity corridors within the current network. As Ripple broadens its ODL footprint in the region, RippleNet customers using ODL will also be able to leverage Ripple's line of credit to free up working capital and scale cross-border payments into more markets than ever before. Tranglo will continue to provide and expand current payment services to make cross-border payment transactions faster, cheaper, and more secure for its customers. Southeast Asia's payments landscape is highly fragmented. Each country comes with its own unique process and payments infrastructure. The lack of standard integration for regional cross-border payments currently requires expensive workarounds. The partnership will see both companies combine in their depth local expertise to address the challenges associated with cross-border payments. Ripple's investment in Tranglo is a reflection of the company's deepened commitment to enriching the payment ecosystem in Southeast Asia, the fastest-growing region for RippleNet adoption. Last week, the company announced Brooks Entwistle as the managing director of Southeast Asia to lead and scale the SEA operations. And then it goes on to say, Tranglo has always prided itself on making cross-border transactions faster, cheaper, and more secure. By partnering closely with Ripple and introducing on-demand liquidity to new markets, we aim to further the ambition to provide accessible, equitable financial services to the masses, explains Jackie Lee, the Chief Executive Officer at Tranglo. So, okay, the big thing here is that regardless of the SEC and the case that's going on, this is a pretty big world out here. And this is happening regardless of what the U.S. and the SEC thinks of this asset. That to me, and look, none of what I say is financial advice ever. right? But this to me is one of those things that says, okay, however it goes with the SEC, however sloppy, however ugly it is, they're not going to shoot the golden goose in the foot. Because why? Because if they do, then the U.S. is the only one that can't take advantage of the asset. And where was the asset developed? In the United States. Who commissioned, basically, Ripple? It was the Federal Reserve through the Faster Payments Task Force, and then the McKinsey report, and then the implementation of that, right, through the committee that Ryan Zagone was on after that. So, when I think of this, and I understand that, FinCEN and the Federal Reserve have both proposed amendments that, as far as I'm concerned, have already been done because they expanded the definition of money in their agencies to explicitly include what? Convertible virtual currencies. Now, why would they do that if there was no need, if there wasn't going to be any cryptocurrencies used in any form in those agencies? So I feel like however this goes, this will get resolved, but certainly it is a mess and it is very, very ugly. So, but the point is that you see this happening around the world. You're not stopping it just because you don't think it's right here in the US. This will too get resolved. So, all right, looking at this, EU, US financial regulators talk cooperation on stablecoins, again, pointing to exactly what we just went over here of PayPal. Why is it so important? Well, I'll tell you why it's so important. Because the central banks of the world are not going to relinquish the power, the control, and their own relevance so we can all be free and have our own, maxi world, this utopian world that doesn't involve government money. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, that only goes on planet Xanadu. And you get fired for being there. So, this is what we're looking at here. This is real. This is boots on the ground. This is John Deaton going, you know what? I don't give up. I keep going. John, what you're doing is just remarkable. Take a look at this. This ought to escalate quickly. Breaking from crypto law here. SEC is defeated in attempt to block XRP holders' motion to intervene. There is more. You're going to want to know it, and it's very exciting, but it's not the end here. So listen. Okay, so they are, SEC is defeated in an attempt to block XRP holders' motion to intervene. Judge Torres grants requests from John Deaton to submit motion to intervene on behalf of XRP holders and set submission timetable. Read the judge's order here. I want to thank Crypto Law for this breakdown because I'm sure that I would mess this up on my own. So the proposed intervener's request for a leave to file a motion to intervene is granted. By April 19, 2021, the proposed investors, XRP holders led by John Deaton, shall file their motion to intervene. So they have been granted the motion to submit, or granted the permission to submit the motion to intervene and to hear it based on him writing that letter and the SEC trying to stop him. And the judge says, no, I think I do want them to submit it. Let's hear what they got to say here. We like it. By May 3rd, 2021, the plaintiff shall file its opposition papers and defendants Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larsen shall file their response papers, if any. By May 17th, the proposed interveners, XRP holders, shall file their reply to plaintiffs, the SEC, opposition papers, and defendants, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larsen, response papers, if any, and plaintiffs shall file a reply to defendants' response papers, if any. And it says here, note, the judge has not granted the motion, but she has rejected the SEC's argument that the XRP holders be denied the opportunity to submit. That is what we're talking about here. And that is a massive, massive hurdle that has been jumped or won or crossed or however you want to say it. We aren't all the way home, but I tell you what, John Deaton is one step closer to getting his motion in the middle of this case to intervene and have the SEC now have another issue on their hands, which is the fact that they've been talking out both sides of their mouth. And that's going to be a fun one to watch. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Before we get out of here, make sure you hashtag, because I thought this was really, really cool of John Deaton as well. Julia Chatterley has been a really key component who's been in the mainstream media, who understands this crypto space very well. And if we could politely tag her, and really ask her to shine your light on this, Julia. We could really use you to shine your mainstream light on this, as well as your amazing insights as you understand this crypto space as well as anybody. He says here, as a former federal prosecutor, I believe that it's enough circumstantial evidence that warrants journalistic inquiries. You're too good of a journalist for me to suggest that you make any conclusions, but somebody should start asking questions. That's classy, John. Way to do it and way to send it home. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Make sure you share with somebody you know. Don't forget, it is March Madness for Unstoppable Domains. There are a lot of really incredible domains out there. Make sure you go take a look at them. And I got a lot of different links and services in the description box and the comment section. They are trusted, vetted links. And I'll catch all of you on the next one.